Hello and welcome back to Karagor Studios Remnant Lunar Archon Session 20. Hopefully having a good time. Did my music just stop? It did not, it just got quiet.
There's a 2 in the number.
There is. We're almost full legal adults as a campaign.
Yeah.
The campaign is almost a fully legal adult in every way. Well, not really, because 25 to rent a car, but that's a ridiculous standard. I don't understand why it's a thing.
I think it's because our frontal lobe doesn't finish developing until then.
That's fair, but I would make personally the same argument for, at least in the U.S., voting.
All of the other age restrictions.
Most of the other, not all of them.
Yeah.
Like driving a car, sure.
Oh, I would
But,
say
like,
all of them.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. If you can own a gun before you can
Rent
Rent
a
a
car.
car.
It does seem a little
rent a
ridiculous.
car, something's
Something's weird.
there's a something's off.
But yes, we are back. We had a week off. It was good. I went on vacation, had a nice time. And now we're back. I guess I should give the recap of last session. I intended to, yesterday I was going to write it all down, and then I didn't do that. So I'm just going to wing it. Previously on Remnant Lunar Archon, y'all finished up at the temple. You exited the temple, walking with the people that you had, making your way back toward Keenite. You saw in the distance an immense creature that looked giraffe-like, that seemed to have a storm that it was walking through and almost in, like this relatively contained storm above it. I went back to Keenite, splitting up with all the people who were very happy to go home. Well, except for the merchants, who were just happy to not be in a creepy lady's temple. Good old Kronk stuck with y'all long enough to basically vouch for all the people that had returned and kind of tell his side of what happened to Uldrathel and Uldrathel and Josiah. Upon finishing that, or upon him leaving, you had a few minutes of tense conversation, an interrogation of Gambit under the, as far as you could tell, the Zone of Truth spell. They seemed rather concerned about Gambit, having gotten word from Garon just that he was just wondering if they knew anything about Gambit, and Uldrathel read between the lines that there was something off. But they had a quick interrogation of Gambit, finding out that, as you all know now, Gambit is from Reef, and has been convicted falsely of a crime there, of murder, and that he has fled. Yeah. He did not give his real name because he wanted to keep it. He was given an offer by Uldrathel to basically have legal protection within the domain of Keenite, but as a result, Uldrathel would need to put it into basically a message board of the lords in Vacuo, which would let every other lord in Vacuo, if they checked the book, know that a guy with Gambit's actual name was, at least at the time of the writing, in Keenite and has the protection of Uldrathel, which, depending on their relationship with Uldrathel and or Gambit, could mean worse things, because then he's known. But he would be given full legal protection while within Keenite from any other jurisdiction. The offer was given to him, and he has been thinking about it. You are also given... Garon told his story, wanting to connect to the group, and seemingly to, in some part, to put Thicket at peace. Told his story about how he and his mother, I believe his father as well, you can correct me on that if you'd like, Chris, were banished from the town they were in Vale, and while on a boat toward Vacuo, they were struck by an immense beast in the sea that offered Garand a second chance at life. Um, so he didn't know exactly where to go, but he was effectively trying to find his life again. Become an adventurer, tell stories, whatever Garand's other personal motives are. You also found out from that, because I believe, given that Uldrathel told everyone, not just Garand, of Garand's permission, that Garand's uncle, who he had been kind of looking for, is a lord in Vacuo. That he is Gorwyn Evenstar, and he is the Storm Lord of Lahar, which encompasses the edge of the largest southern island and then the 3 small southern islands to the side. He rules over that area effectively. Let's see. You told them all about the Divine Spear, the vault that you'd found. You mentioned the existence of Claude. I believe y'all mentioned the dragon to them as well. You kind of gave them the rundown of what happened in the temple. They were curious as well about the sword lock that you'd found in the vault. And even before Uldrathel had a chance to really consider, Josiah was basically saying that he would be willing to hire you even outside of Uldrathel to find the keys because he wants to see what's in the vault. He wants to see what this divine spear is. I believe that's all of note from that conversation, and you all gathered yourselves before returning the end of the night back to the hotel, with it being paid for by Garand, I believe, with Garand doing a quick performance, getting a few more dollaroos under his belt. And as we go through that long rest, that is where we left off. Is there anything any of you would like to do over that long rest before we move on to the next day?
Sleep.
Yeah. I think it's been a long day.
Yeah, y'all did have a very long day. I believe I've already long rested you. Everyone's at their full capacity, and my calendar says it's 6 a.m., so I'm going to say you go through the night relatively easily. There are no dream sequences, not currently at least. And you all arise at 6 a.m. Thursday, the 9th of March. It is the moon is in its first quarter. What would you all like to do?
Well, I think we need to have a meeting.
About what?
Well, so,
You all meet up for breakfast, I guess.
yeah. So around breakfast, I guess Gambit's gonna talk to the group. So, this guy has just offered me sanctuary in this place. But I guess I need to be clear. I need it to be clear on whether or not you guys are willing to shoulder the risks and the consequences there could be for y'all having me in your party. Because as you learned, I am a wanted man. Uh,
Yes, but Gambit, we've already made an agreement. I will protect you. You've shown yourself to be quite admirable. So
well, thank you. I do appreciate that, and I hope I don't let you down. So with that in mind, Grand, what if you were in my shoes? If you were just offered sanctuary in a place at the expense of safety in all other places, would you take it?
no, there's no reason that you have to even let anyone know anything else about you. You're part of the messengers who have, worked well across the desert and have helped countless villages and towns and peoples, and you've been welcomed as one of their own. So, I mean, as long as you keep keep your head low, I don't see any reason. I mean, if we're gonna stay here for a long time, then certainly, I think if we want, but I mean, there's plenty that I would like to do, and virtually all of it requires travel. The very few things that I do not would require
Yeah.
time, like at a library or with like a blacksmith or something. So
Yeah.
We're no stranger to trouble either.
I think you're right. I think that if you guys are willing to protect me, then I think I can. I don't want to be shackled to anyone or anything. I just want to be able to do my own thing. So I think I will, even though it is a tempting offer, safety and peace of mind, I don't think I could be happy like that.
Sounds like a lonely life to me.
So
And-
I'm gonna stick with you guys.
and honestly, just to really drive it home further, all right, so it would make more sense just to go try to figure out who framed you or why they thought it was you than it would to go through this great effort to put him at odds with anyone, just so that you to feel a little bit safer while we're here. So I mean, if anything, I would say then let's just decide that that's what we want to do, either now or soon or next or whatever. But yeah, I'm of the opinion that if we could find that spear, that'd be useful, in case something does come. Alternatively, anything that would get rid of those creatures would be great. And personally, I still want to try to see about either recovering my father or his remains, or my mother or her remains, or so. I mean, I have plenty on my plate.
Yeah, and then there's a cedar. Something happened to your family, so if you want revenge, I'm coming with you.
I mean, my family, it was an accident. There was no one involved. It was just the four of us out in the woods.
No, well, you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. I was just offering, if we needed to go kick some butts.
Oh no, I'm all down for kicking butt.
Okay. All right.
Think it... Oh, sorry, Gambit. I apologize.
No. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Um.
I think it's been exceptionally quiet this morning, so I'm just making sure that he's all right. And is the food okay? Is there something else wrong, or
I'm all
are you
good.
still thinking it was like some sort of fever dream that I? Okay.
I don't really have anything that I need to get done. I'm just happy listening to you guys. I'd like to go buy a flower maybe, but I
Oh my
already have one
gosh,
from
that
here.
sounds awesome. Yeah, let's
Alright,
go
well, if
buy
you
a
want-
flower.
Yeah, if that's what you want to do, please feel free. I'm going to see if I can make a bit of coin off of some of our stones that we've acquired, and change around some of my money a bit, and see if I might be able to acquire a useful ranged weapon until I find what I like better than my daggers. Because I've got an itch for something. I can tell, I can tell that something has awoken in me, and I want to try to play around with it and figure it out.
Yes, I also am realizing that I am grossly under-equipped for adventuring. So I'd like to go weapon shopping, I guess. I don't
So
really
it
know how to.
sounds to me like this is a shopping episode.
Yeah. Oh wait, before we break up, just all cards on the table. If you see any wanted posters for Aaliyah Tusset, that's me.
Oh,
Just Aaliyah Tusset. I'll put it in the chat. Just watch out for people.
I mean, at the very least, it would be useful to know that information has reached where we are. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If we see a poster, do you want us to take it down?
Nah. I think taking it down would be super suspicious.
Unless we want to try to find this person and collect the bounty.
Oh, yeah, you could say that. We could do a heist. You could turn me in and then collect the money and then break me out.
I heard about a story like that once, but it didn't go as well as they would have hoped.
Oh, that's true. I guess it is pretty risky. But if we're ever in a bind,
Mm-hmm. That is a money-making option, I guess. This would be definitely one of those things you put in the scams to make money box.
I love that we were like, how do we make money? Yes. Pull off a con.
The first thought is always just, what crime is the easiest one to commit? What is the nearest bank to me that I may rob? Alright, so are y'all splitting up or just walking around kind of together?
I'm following whoever is going places.
We've definitely got, so Gambit wants to buy things. Garons wants to sell and buy things. Maverick is probably going to want to buy things when he gets here. Doug is kind of fine, I think. He's not here, so I'm not going to sell or anything from his
He wants
stuff
another
anyway.
silk robe.
He may want another silk robe, but that's sounds like a whole lot of his problem. He could do that when he's here. Do. Cedar, are you gonna try and buy or sell or anything while you're here?
No, thank you.
Okay.
I
Are
will
you gonna
follow
name the
Gambit.
other? Are you gonna name the other mule? Because Pariel's deal was that you get a mule, so you have a second mule and a cart, courtesy of Uldrathel. Are you gonna put the name in the chat, Jesslyn?
Yes.
Okay, so given that, let's just, the simple thing. We're just gonna go down the list and see what people are getting, which will be Gambit. What are you going to try to purchase today?
Oh.
I'm following Gambit so that no one jumps.
Okay. Oh, wait. Can we back up a little bit? I forgot something.
Sure.
When Gambit is putting all of his cards on the table, he's telling you name. Yeah, he also takes off his eye patch to reveal that he has both of his eyes. It's just a part of his disguise.
Are they the same color?
Yes, they're the same color. So anyway, that happened. Alright, I want to get a weapon. I guess? I don't know.
You could
Where
think for a
do
minute.
I...
You can go to Garand if you want. I think Garand might have a clearer idea.
Yes.
There is a forge, so pretty much any type of weapon you would want to buy, you can buy.
I'm just not good at weapons.
Go to the items, and I believe you can. There's supposed to be a thing that can let you like restrict it to just the weapons, but you could change it to, or you could change it to type weapon. Yeah, you just have to look through, I suppose. There's supposed to be a weapon thing that you can open. I don't know why it's not showing up. Because there's the armor button that you can pull up the items armor page and look at them all.
So is
If you type
what?
RW, there should be just the weapons from the revised weapons thing.
Let the rain fall down.
I'll let you look around at those for a minute.
Yes.
Garand, what are you thinking? What are you up to?
All right, so I realized that ability actually is any weapon attack. So until whatever you do with that quest, however that plays out, I can do it with ranged. I can get like a bow and arrow and stuff, or a crossbow or something. So I don't know to what degree they might have like if you do like masterwork of any kind or magic or whatever, and we don't have like a huge amount of money, but I'm hoping that maybe between everything, perhaps I might be able to pull off getting a +1.
You have quite
just
a
so
bit
I
of
have that
cash.
option, but we'll see if it works out or not. But
so magic weapons, typically they're a bit harder to get your hands on. You do have to. They take more looking for it. Effectively, in Keenite, your best bet to try and purchase a magical weapon, even a +1, would be talking to probably Josiah or Uldrathel and see what you can get from the vault. Because, typically magical weapons tend to stay in the more powerful people within an area, and it's fairly rare to have a magical item shop. The closest that you get is typically an alchemy shop or something like that, which y'all have been to. There's a shop called the Veiled Darling. But in terms of like getting a magical weapon, your best bet is probably to talk to them, and they may not have one. But if they do, that would be neat. You could also potentially try and make one yourself. You are a spellcaster. And so if you purchase the right reagents and get a fine enough quality weapon, you could make a +1 weapon yourself over time. especially with Maverick's help, it would definitely.
Oh, that sounds actually more fun.
Yeah, try
That
and
sounds
make your
more
own
fun.
weapon. You could even customize it, not necessarily +1, but if you have a different type of idea for something you'd like the weapon to do, we can talk about it. And I'm perfectly happy with players making unique weapons that have not been made before. But if you just
Okay.
want like a +1, because +1 is always nice, you could try and see what Josiah and Aldrich they'll have, or just make it yourself using. Because you would definitely know, based on what Thicket saw at the Veiled Darling, that they have most of the reagents you'd actually need for magical stuff. And for fine materials, you could easily go to, let's see, what's it called? The Metal Arts Blacksmith. You could easily get fine ores and even a finely made weapon. See, martial weapons typically are made on commission, but he could do that within a day or even a couple hours at the most part. So you could get a finely made martial or simple weapon from him for just a bit more. That would be suitable for enchanting. A lot of extra information, but basically, yes, there are ways to.
I can wait until. I'll wait until Ethan is on with Maverick, and we'll go from there maybe. But in the meantime, I'm gonna need to try to I want to offload some of the gemstones and stuff that we got, and straighten up some of my money. Cause I don't want to walk around with almost 1,000 coins, even if over half of them are copper and silver.
Yeah, it's not getting. Money changers exist in every major town. The smaller villages don't tend to have money changers, like Feldspar and Miocene don't, but you can assume that any normal town has a money changer. So just simply say you're going to trade in this many silver to get this many gold, and it is always equivalent. But for the selling of jewels, are you planning to sell all the jewels that you have?
They're easy to be able to sell around, but yeah, I mean, the idea would be sell all the extras and mark that down so that I could distribute that money across the board, unless for any reason either I, from my own magic understanding, or Maverick from his magic understanding, seem to think that keeping those stones is more beneficial because we could put them into, for example, a magic weapon.
Yeah, so for things like that, you totally could. That's one of the types of reagents that you need to get. So, for example, let's see. I believe a +1 weapon is just uncommon. So, +1 arrows don't really count. They're weird. Let's see. +1 battle axe would be a uncommon weapon, cost anywhere from 101 to 500 gold pieces. So because it's a bit on the cheaper end, making an uncommon weapon would probably take, I'd say, just a base +1 would take 125, 150 gold pieces worth of types of materials, be it various arcane inks, crest jewelry, etc. But definitely, if you wanted to use, say, the black hermitite that you have, if you wanted to use, let's see, I believe the hermitites you got from this is why I take notes. Where is Miocene? Yes, Cobalt Campsite. I would like to see the jewels list. Yes, the hermitites are worth 10 gold pieces. So if you wanted to grind up the hermitites and use them as enchanting reagents, you could effectively shave off 20 gold of what you'd have to spend. Or if you were to spend or to use one of the bloodstones or the chalcedony as a focus within the hilt, you could use those for them, potentially. But it's not something you have to keep unless it's more of just a stylistic choice. You can always just buy the stuff later for it. Looking through, I don't think any of the jewels you have are specifically useful for any particular weapon or spell use. I don't think any of the ones you have are required as a spell components. The thing that would be the most interesting would be the Shard of Obsidian, because you could potentially get that made into, and you could, this would be an interesting option. You could get that made into a weapon, for example, a dagger, or even a spear, because it's not a huge piece, but you could get that made into a small blade weapon. In addition to any typical properties, an obsidian weapon or piece of ammunition that deals piercing damage gains the skewering property or the slicing property if it deals slashing damage, as long as the weapon, or the weapon firing it, didn't have the same property. So effectively, if you wanted to get a dagger that has the slicing or skewering property, you could use the obsidian to make that, and it would just gain the extra effect. But I think the obsidian is the only particularly interesting one. The rest is just up to you and what flavor you want to have. Sorry if I'm overloading information. I don't want to cause choice paralysis.
Yeah.
I also don't want to.
Yeah, we might have to talk about this like off camera or something just later. So maybe I'll just get a price list of the money and see. Yeah, I don't know.
So you could roll persuasion to try and get more, but the typical expectation is that most of the things you sell are going to be at 80% value, because you're selling it as an abnormal supplier. But you could use persuasion to up that to even 90 or 95, or potentially full cost. So if you want to look through the stones and decide which ones you're planning to sell or not, or we can talk about it later. And do things off screen and say what you're going to or not sell. Sorry to give you too much information.
Yeah. It just seems a lot. I don't want to take away from anybody else's ability to enjoy tonight, so yeah, I'll figure it out later. That's fine. Can I just convert my money then?
Yes, you can go ahead and convert it. For any of you that wants to convert money, it's 10 copper is 1 silver, 10 silver is 1 gold, 10 gold is 1 platinum.
Thank you.
You're good. Gambit, do you have any ideas for things you'd like to purchase, sell, etc.?
Yes. I want to at least get a light hammer.
See, light hammer, are you wanting the regular version or the revised weapon version?
The revised.
Good, it is, in my opinion, the objectively better one. Alright, so purchasing that. It's just 2 silver pieces, so you can mark those off, and I'll go ahead and drag it onto your sheet. Are you going to buy one of them or multiple?
Multiple. 2.
To buy 2 of them? Alright.
Because they can be thrown.
They can be thrown. Between that and your... Do you have a dagger? I don't see a dagger on your list.
I should. Yes.
There it is. Yes, you do have a dagger. So now you have 3 things you can throw. And if you'd like, you could buy like darts or something that you can not necessarily worry about running out of, because they're relatively cheap.
Sure. Yeah. I'll get some darts.
That's up to you.
No, I think that's a good idea.
How many darts would you like to buy? They are 5 copper pieces a piece. So 2 for a silver.
Let's go with 10 for now.
Alright, go ahead and mark off 5 silver pieces.
Okay.
Boop, 10 darts, and I'll mark those as equipped on you as well. So they should automatically show up on your sheet. I'll mark the darts ammunition, light hammer ammunition. There we go. Is there anything else you'll try to be purchasing today?
I think this is a good start for now.
So you have leather. You have no food.
I don't have food. I guess I need to get food.
Yeah, I guess I'm being nice telling you that instead of making y'all start. Well, you wouldn't starve in the desert because you have thicket, but you know, still.
Oh. I don't want to eat thicket.
No.
I make things.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
thicket can magically make stuff for y'all to eat. You're not eating. Thicket is not your emergency food.
Yeah, I was.
Unless y'all
Yeah.
decide, I don't think thicket's your emergency food.
Call me Paimon, I'll be your emergency food.
How do you mark off your money?
So I believe you just type it in there. So like for the 5 silver, you type into 145 into the silver pieces. Or in the bottom left where there's the modifier, you could mark in like -4 and then just drag that number onto where it needs to go.
Okay.
Like, should be able to, at least theoretically. Boom. Dragged it onto your silver pieces and it reduced it down to 141. Yep. But I'm going to put you back at 150 and let you do those yourself.
Okay, thank you.
Because you need to learn. All of you need to learn. But if I do everything for you, you will do nothing yourself. Said Mr. Obvious. Doodly-doo. Do. Party sheets. Is there any other shopping type stuff or roleplay things you want to do in town? What would you like to do?
Somebody wanted to buy a flower, right?
I already have a flower from Key Night.
Okay.
Gambit doesn't necessarily know yet, but Thicket is trying to get a flower from everywhere y'all go. And I'll have you know, I've only figured out exactly one other place that y'all could go and what flower it has. I had to make up Feldspar and Myosines, but I know one of the other cities what their flower is. I'll work on the rest of them. Because I know you're going to want all of them.
Yes, I will.
And I don't want to dissuade you from selling stuff, Garand. It's not like you need to keep all of your items thing. Not everything is going to necessarily be useful. It's what y'all decide to make useful becomes useful.
Yeah, I think it's just harder to do like a shopping episode, so to speak, when you're not person to person, because then like especially like I have to hold on to it. Then it's whether or not does it cut out, and there's a lot of more logistical things that just doesn't make sense. So effectively, if you could give me like the
value,
if you can like make a list or something and just like and like shoot it to me of like this is the most that you could possibly get for it, this is what you'll probably get for it, and this is if things go badly and they don't really want to buy it from you, kind of thing. Like, you know, like I bought a bad persuasion roll or something. They're like, you know, I don't even really need this. I'm only helping you out. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome if you would do that for me. That'd be
Cool. I will find that information for you. Yep.
I'm with Garand, right? Though.
Sure.
Can I help him with that and give him advantage on?
Both of you are persuasive, so I would say yes for rolls to get a good amount of money for stuff. Totally.
Okay, cool.
I'm just currently double checking to make sure.
Oh my.
I don't give you too much.
I love +7 with advantage. Yes, please.
Yeah. I mean, technically, if you're persuasive enough, you could get higher than the market price, but you have to basically roll like probably like 22 or higher to get higher than market price. Because most places won't buy a higher than market price because, you know, they know what market price is.
Right. But it'll prevent us from getting...
It will definitely keep y'all... It is very unlikely that you will get paid less than market price with the roll.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I've said that, there is a chance that you're just going to roll terribly. So
Yeah.
What is 80% of 50?
40?
50 times 0.8.
No, it's easy. 50 times 2 is 100. 40 is 80. I love
No,
math,
you're
so I was
right.
in math team.
Nice.
Yeah,
I was not on math team. So, Bloodstone, Chalcedony. I love gemstones, so I actually know what all of these look like. Though some of them are a little foggier. Some of them are hard to remember. Like Chalcedony is a harder to remember gemstone than moonstones, moss agates, bloodstones, etc.
Yeah, you can do that later. Like, you don't have to do that now. Like, I mean, we could
but I'm also
theoretically, like, say we burn half a day. Hey, you know what I mean? Looking for this stuff, you know. Plus, we're still waiting for Ethan to get back, and we don't want to like go too far without him.
True. That's why I'm taking the time to go through your sheet real quick and pull those up, because we're not in a hurry. This campaign will go however long we decide it should, however long it needs to. I think that's all the things, so I will go ahead, and since both y'all are looking at it, I will copy it and put it in the Lunar Archon chat. There are the gemstones that you are likely to get 8 to 10 gold pieces apiece, and the gemstones you are likely to get 40 to 50 gold pieces apiece. And if you want, with the two of you, go ahead and roll that persuasion check with advantage, because then we can flat the math.
Am I the one that's rolling it, or?
No, it'll be Garand, since he's taking the lead on it.
Yeah, I have +7, but if you have higher,
I also have +7.
+7.
So...
Oh,
some persuasive boys.
Okay. All right.
Oh no!
I mean,
wow.
he said we would roll low, so that's the first one. So that's like the Hermitites, I guess. I got like 7 more of these.
I was gonna flat do it one roll for all of them, but
well, then can I use like inspiration and stuff and do all that? Actually, you know what? It makes sense. If it was gonna be one for all of them, then I would give her bardic inspiration to do it, and like to him, I would give him bardic inspiration, and if he's willing to spend inspiration to get the plus D4, so that's a D6 and a D4 on it. So I thought we was rolling for each thing. That's my fault for not better clarifying.
No, you're good.
I apologize.
We could go through one by one if you want. So if you're doing it for, we'll say both Hermitites, or we could say let's do it like this. Let's do one roll for all of the 8 to 10 gold pieces, and one roll for all of the 40 to 50 gold pieces. So for all of the 8 to 10s, all of those you can sell for 8 gold pieces.
Okay. Then since I'm having an off day, how about with the other one? Then Gambit rolls, and I will give Bardic Inspiration, so he'll get a D6 to that, and he can use Inspiration to get a D4 as well.
Mm-hmm. I will use Inspiration.
Sure thing. And real quick, which ones do you intend to sell of the 8 to 10 gold pieces ones? You have 2 Hermitite, 1 pink moss agate, 1 lapis lazuli, and 1 shard of obsidian.
I mean, if we're getting a low price on it, then maybe we'll just hold on to those.
Yeah, you could just wait. It wouldn't be able to be one thing. You basically have to wait till you get to another town or something, or until significant differences happen.
Right, that makes sense to me too.
Yeah, okay. And go ahead.
So yeah.
So you hype for the Bardic Inspiration. You hype up Gambit. Gambit, are you expending a hero point?
Yes, I am. How do I do that? Haha.
Roll a d4.
Roll a d4.
Cool. So type +4 into your modifier window in the bottom left, or just 4 into the modifier window, and then roll your skill check. with advantage.
Click advantage too.
Yeah.
Advantage was 4.
We'll
And
give you a
then
total of plus 11.
I go to 3. I am a persuasive boy. Ha! Oh yeah. Yeah.
I will say with those, because of such a high roll, getting a total of 28, I will say each of those you can get for 55 gold pieces apiece.
Nice.
Those more expensive ones. Which ones of those would you like to sell? A bloodstone, a chalcedony, a moonstone, and a quartz. Which I did spell quartz wrong. That should be a Z, not an S.
I mean, we're selling quarts of milk. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we might as well, because that's going to be 220. So I feel like we might as well.
Yeah, it's potentially your best, basically
Yeah.
best case scenario for this. So if you sell all of those, then could you go ahead and delete those from your inventory, Garand?
Yep.
Sure, and I will go ahead and... You said it's 220?
5 times 4.
Yeah. You're right. So I'll just add 220 into the parcel, since you wanted to split that up evenly, you said. And I can go ahead and distribute that to the party as well, easily enough. Each of you gets 36 gold pieces from the sale of those gemstones.
Wow, Grand, we make a good team.
Hey, since there's 4 left over, can 2 be kept by Gambit and 2 by me?
Sure. Both of you can go ahead and add 2 more to your thing, and I will remove the gold pieces from the parcel. Or I guess I'm not really the person y'all should be asking. The rest of the party, is it fine if they do that?
We can leave it in the parcel.
Well,
I mean, that's fine. We can do it that way.
Party.
And just have like a party. That's fine. If we're having like a party, fine, that's fine too.
Thick and Abby, do y'all think they should get the extra 2 gold pieces a person?
I guess.
I don't really have much of a preference.
Yeah.
Well, no one's stopping you, so y'all can keep them. Cedar, is there anything you want to do in town in particular?
No. I want to
Okay,
get out.
Would you like to reduce the number of coins you're carrying by processing them into less things, basically?
No?
No, you want to keep all your coins as is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess. Why would I need to?
It just makes it lighter, but if you're not close to your maximum weight, then it's not much of a big deal. Because you're
Okay.
at 189 pounds out of 225.
How do you see that?
That is in your inventory. You can scroll to the bottom where the encumbrance tab is.
Okay. Okay.
See, there we go. That. Doug is doing Doug things. Anything else you would like to try and manage, Gambit?
I want to ask Doug if he can show me how to fight. But Doug's player's not here, so
Save
we
that
can do that
conversation for
later.
later.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I think all the individual purchases are done. So easily enough, y'all could refill your barrels of water, which I believe y'all have 2 70-gallon barrels. I think is what we landed on. Let me see. Yeah, you have 2 set. Wait. I know I typed this down somewhere because I was curious about how many gallons of water a barrel held. I'm pretty sure it's 70. I'm going to say 70. You have 2 barrels of water with 70 gallons apiece. Because when traveling, each of you will need to have 2 gallons of water a day. You've been feeding the mules your good berries. which I believe you can make 10, so you should be able to still continue that with your party and them and have 2 good berries left over for potential healing. If you want to keep doing that every day. You do have a set of embalming tools, which I believe Josiah wanted to purchase. But y'all were hesitant to sell them to him.
Yes, we didn't know if
I think it was more like the
Gambit was gonna stay sick or not.
Am I still sick? I don't think I'm still sick.
He's not, is he?
No, yes, his hit points return to normal.
Cool. So now we don't need them as like a bargaining chip anymore.
Okay. Are you gonna sell them to him
right.
for base price, or?
Actually, what I want to do is since he's part of the whole group involved in everything, I want to see if they have any magical longbows, and maybe we can work out a trade, and I can maybe pay if there's a difference, or he doesn't have to pay us. But having magic weapons in the party is useful, even if I'm always the one using it, because I can always pass it off to someone else. Mm-hmm. Plus, I think both Doug and Thicket have a hard time with ranged, so.
Gambit does not have any magic damage whatsoever.
My range should be a little bit better now that I actually have what spell is it that I have prepared now?
And you have the headband thing.
Yes, I do have that, and also I have prepared Earthbind. I don't have to throw rocks at birds anymore.
Roll me a D100, Garon. Hold high, okay. Stop giving me potions list. Okay, so you're going to see Josiah?
Mm-hmm.
All right, as
Yeah,
you...
yeah, and I'm taking Gambit along.
Yeah. You coming up, you find him. He's actually in the main entrance. He looks over. Yes, what can I do for you all?
Well, as you can see, Gambit is on the mend, and
I'm very glad.
we wanted to just discuss working this out for you to be able to have these for your purposes. In lieu of payment, do you or the other leaders have access to maybe some sort of magical longbow that Gambit and I might be able to use between us?
Let me see. Is Micah double check something?
Am I proficient?
I'm pretty sure we're busy.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I suppose.
Okay.
As he thinks for a moment, I don't believe we have any sort of bows, unfortunately, that are magical. There. We didn't come across any in our travels that we didn't keep, at least, or rather that we didn't sell. Let's see. Thanks, Remnant. I assume you're wishing to purchase anything magical then, or are you searching for weapons in particular?
No, I was hoping to have an extra ranged weapon between us. But
If you're looking for just a regular, but we have access to some of those, and potentially, as I will also check a different thing, 'cause I have many things I can check.
my understanding is that we might be able to work on something between myself and another. So if you have a very high quality bow, that might work just as well.
Quite potentially. Again, it's not something I have up here in the vaults or anything, but our craftsmen should be able to come up with something of high quality for you. There's also the potential that I could consecrate a weapon or something for you, allowing it to become effectively magical when dealing with fey, fiend, or undead types of creatures. However, let's see. Just for a moment, I will check something else. Do. That's not quite the same, but I do believe we have a bag of sling bullets. It's not a dagger necessarily, and the sling is not as commonly used, but we do have magical sling bullets that you might find useful.
You have a sling?
Sure, we could easily procure one of those.
I mean, that's better than nothing. I think. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I wish I
a sling in these.
had more prepared for you.
Which ones? No, a sling in these magic bullets. How many bullets might we hope for?
20.
I think it's better than nothing. So, Gambit, I'm fine with you having that. I probably won't use it.
Okay.
In separate types of items, I wish I had more weapons for you. We do have a set of adamantine, I believe chain. I'd have to go back and look at it. We do have some adamantine armor, if that would be helpful to you as well. For a price, of course. It's expensive stuff to come by.
I will let the others know to check here, but no, I don't foresee myself using that as much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I wish I had more things on hand. If I had time, I could potentially make or bless a weapon to fit your desires, but there's nothing I have on hand. But yes, you had the embalming tools. In addition to those, and the sling, you've done quite a lot for me and for the town. I would say, in addition to the embalming tools, 60 gold pieces. If that's all right.
Oh, you would charge us the 60.
Yes, I'm sorry. Well, the embalming tools
No,
are
no,
useful. Magic is not as prevalent as it used to be.
Understandable. All right. Give us a moment, and I'll kind of pull Gambit back a moment and see what Gambit's money situation is like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry. There was a 20% chance he had a weapon, whatever y'all were gonna ask for, what you were looking for, and didn't roll that amount.
I could I can't afford 60. But maybe if we just did 10 magic darts instead of. I could save them for when we're fighting creatures that are magic. Anti-magic.
All right. Well, yeah. Are you willing to part with half of them?
Sure. We could sell you 10.
For 30 then?
30 is perfectly fine then.
All right. Well, it's your coin, Gambit. Go for it if you want.
Okay.
I'm sorry I can't do more for you. I wish we had something on hand, but we don't.
No. Worry not.
Alright, Gambit, mark
right.
30 gold pieces off, and I will drop 10 +1 sling bullets. Just so you know
Nice.
how they work, you can use them as a normal weapon. It has a +1 to attack and damage rolls, and is considered magical. And while you can recover half the bullets at the end of a combat like normal ammunition, it is not magical once it's been used. So you have effectively 10 shots of extra magic attack.
Yay! Better than none.
And if you are able to use sneak attack, it'll still go through with it, and so that's also helpful.
It makes all the damage from the attack.
Okay.
So it is listing a little odd. Let me go ahead and just sling bullets. 5. You'll have 10 +1 sling bullets. That'll count as ammunition. I assume you're also buying a sling?
Yeah.
Cool. Thankfully, that's a single silver piece for a high quality made sling. So, I'd effectively say he could include that with the sale.
Okay.
He likes y'all. He'll be nice. Nice as he can be.
Do they have violins here?
Yes, the violin you asked for is not quite ready, but I can check with the person that was making it this evening, but I asked him to make it quickly in case y'all returned fast. He will hopefully be done by tomorrow, for the one you specially requested.
Thank you. If not, it's worth the wait, so that's fine.
Yes, if not, worst case, we can hire some of the... I lost name. Where's the name? We can hire some of the Darvishi messengers to bring it to you wherever you happen to be. We have access to the sending spells, so we could get in contact later if we need to get it to you at a later time.
Oh, that's nice.
You've done quite a lot for us. I'd like to help you out however I can. I'd also like to ask the necklace and rings that are in the party sheet. What you doing with those?
I guess we can go on another attempt to sell like the fine jewelry things, because I mean that chalice would probably count.
Right,
also, I don't know about this horn flute.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember all the things you have, because you happen to be the one that keeps picking up all this stuff. So, as you figured out, the lute, the flute, and the horn. All of them are effectively normal, so they're not terribly. The lute, flute, and horn. Where?
That's awesome.
Where was the cup from?
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, the copper chalice with silver filigree. I don't remember where it came from, but it's worth 25 gold pieces. So, if we can just go ahead and do those in one batch: the fine jewelry and the chalice. If you want to go ahead and one of you roll that advantage +7 roll.
I'm gonna give the d6 again.
Another inspiration coming your way. Another +6. Do you want to use another hero point, Gambit?
Sure, why not? Okay, so then that's a D4. Oh,
So
sad.
+7 on top of your +7, bring it to a total of 14. Go ahead and type the 7 in the modifier and sell all of this for quite a bit of cash.
Advantage.
Yeah, with advantage.
Wow. Ah.
Okay, so it's not obscene. It'll all just be flat maximum. So 50, 75, 95 gold pieces for the lot.
Nice.
Type that
Sounds
in.
good.
Mm-hmm.
You can spread that out, and then any leftover this time, keep it in the party fund.
Will do. Everyone got 15 gold pieces. There are 5 left over in the party fund. And I will go ahead and delete the copper chalice from your inventory. Bonk. Do. All right. Is there anything that y'all are going to buy for the travel portion wherever y'all happen to be going? You have 20 sets of rations. You have 6 days of mule feed outside of your wonder berries. Anything else you'd like to grab?
I mean, I don't think it's necessary because we're not probably leaving just yet. I think.
That's fair.
I mean, now might be a good time for a break.
Yeah.
And it looks like Ethan's here though.
So he's around, hopefully. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a 10-minute break. Hopefully he'll be back and we can at least figure out where y'all are going next, if y'all are going anywhere next, or if y'all are just going to live in Key Knight forever. That's definitely not what it sounded like. If that's what you are doing, then you should definitely take that deal. Gambit.
Mm-hmm.
Campaign's over. We're living here forever.
Yeah, you live here now. I'd also like to remark, I think the 2 richest party members, or I guess the 3 richest party members in order are Garand, followed by Cedar, followed by Thicket.
The fact that
nice.
I've never used a coin.
You've never bought anything. Garand
Never.
keeps paying for your stay in places. Garand.
I bought
It's
one
just
thing.
like real life.
Well, technically 3.
It's true, you bought
3
several
things.
flowers.
I bought 2 flowers and some armor.
And if y'all want to buy potions or anything, y'all can get access to pretty much all the uncommon and common potions from good old Dooley-Doo. What's his name? Y'all did meet him, so you'll know his name.
The Dragonborn.
He's a tiefling.
May have written down his name. Oh, sorry, yeah, tiefling.
Yep, and his name is Erasne.
I remember
Wait,
he had
no.
horns.
Nope, it's not. His name is not Erasne. His name is Valor.
I did not write down his name.
That's okay. He is
I thought I did.
What color did I make him?
I think you made him red. I remember red.
Yeah, I think he's just red. Yeah, I didn't type it specifically, so we're going to go with red. He has common potions and potions of resistance and potions of growth. If y'all want to try and buy any of those. Oh, I'm sad Ethan's having computer troubles, in-car troubles, all the troubles. I'm excited for Honor Among Thieves. It looks so good.
Me too.
It looks
I
like
mean,
it's
it's
not
gotta be
going
good.
to
It
take...
has Chris Pine in it.
It's true. It has Chris
Yes.
Pine. And it looks like it's not going to take itself too seriously. Like, it's going to make D&D jokes, which is great. When I saw the Speak with Dead set, I was like, yep, this is what we want. This is what we're here for.
I'm glad that Chris Pine is playing a bard. That just fits him so well.
It's giving Into the Woods.
It does.
He was in... I forgot he was in,
Yeah.
in Into the Woods, yeah.
He was Prince Charming.
And he cheated.
He did.
And I hate
Cheater.
him for that.
He cheated on Cinderella.
Who would cheat
On
on
Anna
Cinderella?
Kendrick.
Who the frick would cheat on Anna Kendrick? Full stop.
Not
Mhm.
me.
Same. I need to go ahead.
Cheated on her with the baker's wife, Emily Blunt.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, it's not,
don't
but
know
it's
if
funny.
Fair, per se?
But it's understandable.
Yeah.
I almost changed Gambit's next XP goal, but nope, he's still just going for 2,700 like the rest of you.
At my old job, there was a customer who would come in all the time who looked, I swear, she looked exactly like Emily Blunt. And what's even weirder is that her name was also Emily.
Ooh.
I
What's
was like,
her
I
name?
know you're not Emily Blunt, but you really look like her.
Emily Sharp.
Nice one.
Nice. Now y'all's next XP goal is 6,500. More than twice what your current XP goal is.
Oh.
I'm sorry, what your current XP is. Which makes sense because it's the thing that shifts you into tier 2.
Here too.
Yeah. I'll explain what tier 2 is in a second. Tier 2, or I guess tiers in general, the way D&D is set up is D&D is defined into 4 primary tiers of play, being levels, I believe, 1 to 4, 5 to 10, 11 to 15, 16 to 20, I think. No, it's 15 to 20. So it's like 4, like 1 to 4, 5 to like 9, or 5 to 10, 11 to 14, then like 15 to 20, I guess. I feel like I'm saying it slightly wrong, but around those levels. And those are the levels at which there's the biggest jump in power. So it's when, like, levels 4 to 5 is when spellcasters get access to 3rd level spells, which are significantly more powerful than 2nd level spells. Like, the jump between 1st and 2nd level spells and the jump between 2nd and 3rd level spells is very different because 3rd level spells are very, very strong. It's also the point at which combat classes get their additional attacks, which effectively doubles their damage output. It's like next level, Doug will be able to attack twice in a turn instead of just once, which, while it doesn't sound like much on when you say it out loud, on paper, it's very, very strong. It's also when more powerful, more dangerous enemies show up. And same thing when you get to levels 11 and like 15 or 16, is those points at which everything gets stronger and you face bigger and bigger threats. So they're also defined in like the scope of the story. Levels 1 to 4 is small town quests, go to take out the bandit camp, that type of stuff. Whereas 5 to 10 is becoming heroes of a town, or maybe even heroes of a city. Taking out attacks from giants or monsters or a crime syndicate. And then 11 to 15 is like defenders of a nation, fighting dragons and liches and illithids. And then 17 or like 16, 17 plus is tier 4. Tier 4 is when everything goes off the rails in most campaigns, because the stuff that players can do at that level is so absurdly strong and different than what they can before then, that everything is very narrative driven. And it's we're going to save the world. We're going to stop a god, or like an evil god from rising. We're going to put an end to a plague that's been burdening the world for 100 years type of play. The intent is for y'all to get to late 3rd tier gameplay, which is part of why the entire campaign takes place in Vacuo. Because heroes of a nation, right?
And what tier are we on now?
1.
Yeah.
And y'all
That's
are
what I
4. Y'all are tier 1, level 4. Once y'all hit level 5, you'll be entering tier 2, which is kind of like what y'all are transitioning to now, personally. Like, now that you're in the more freeform side of the campaign, depending on where you go and what you do, things will get more or less difficult, or higher or lower stakes. Like, y'all could go to Delta. There's stuff that happens in Delta, which is a small... it's effectively one of the only couple small villages in the northern half of the kingdom. It doesn't even have a lord, but there's stuff going on there that y'all can do. But the stuff that's going on there is much lower in terms of consequences than the stuff going on in, say, Coquinia or Vacuo or Coral, which are cities. Vacuo in particular is the capital. That's where all the big stuff tends to happen. Well, not necessarily there, but that's where, the queen lives. And so things happen there.
Who is the queen?
Y'all have been told
Camilla.
her name before. Her name is Queen Estrella Valoran Malik. You have been told that, supposedly, she is a half-dragon.
Nice.
Your mom's a half dragon.
How dare you? No, but half-dragons are neat. Y'all don't know what color she might be if she is a half-dragon.
Orange.
Mom is scary like a half dragon.
My mom can be scary, yeah. She's
She's
very
like
good at
actually terrifying.
She's not that bad once you're used to her, but the things what you know her from, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all know that, technically Doug is the one that knows who the Lord of Coquinia is. Y'all know the Lord of Myocene is Shenpeng.
Well,
The
I
Lord
know
of
the
RWBY.
Muffin Man.
You do know the Muffin Man. The Muffin
He
Man?
lives on Drury Lane.
Wow.
I was not expecting that.
Cedar also knows who the Lord of Basalt is, because she grew up in Moraine and around that area. Or I think actually around Basalt is where she grew up. So you would definitely know the Dwarven Lord of Basalt.
I do.
You wouldn't know necessarily personally, but Cedar would definitely be aware of who they are. Like, you would know their name. Yeah, like you'd know who your mayor is, or stuff like that.
Fun fact, I don't have a mayor.
Well, then I guess you wouldn't know.
I don't.
Thanks, you don't have one. Thicket doesn't know any of them. Thicket basically auto-fails history checks having to do with Vacuo.
Thicket might know stuff about, like, the planet,
Yeah.
but not really people.
Thicket personally knows Mother Nature.
Yes.
Incorrect, but something like that.
We are well acquainted.
Technically, Cedar is more acquainted with
I
Father
am one
Nature.
with the trees.
Sure.
Speak to the trees.
You're the Laura.
Thicket is
I am the Lorax.
My
I'm the
name is
Lorax. I speak
Thicket.
for the trees. If you don't stop cutting them down, I'll break your knees. I'm the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I went to college and got a degree. I can't believe you nat 1 into the first roll of the session, the persuasion roll.
Hey, I mean, you said I wasn't gonna, so I
That's
didn't.
true. You talked about how high you were gonna roll, and then nothing.
It would have been fine if you didn't jinx it.
It's true.
Hey, I was looking at Rogue, and it says simple weapons, and technically a longbow counts as a martial weapon. So unless you have it some other way,
Thought rogues were
Aw.
simple weapons and other stuff. Yeah, it's simple weapons, hand crossbows, long swords, rapiers, and short swords. Weird. Wait, is it really? No, I really thought they could use at least short bows.
they can short bow. It is a
bow
short.
simple.
Yeah, but it's the longbow is not. I get it because I'm an elf, but
Weird. I didn't realize that. Good to know. But Gambit can at least use the sling, that's a simple weapon.
Mm-hmm.
It's not great. Slings are, compared to real life, underrated. Slings in D&D are...
oh man, I'm so used to playing elves. I forgot I was playing a half elf. Even I don't have it because I'm just a half.
Oh,
I'm half
no.
elf.
True, you don't have
So it's-
longbows either. Well, it's
so-
a good thing he didn't have any longbows, I guess. He would
I
have
was gonna
lost
say-
something you can't use.
I was just say now I know why it didn't roll it.
I'm also going to make your light hammer dex-based because I'm nice. The sling is, yeah, it's only a 1d4 bludgeoning. It's not great. Its range is... Let's see, you didn't buy any regular bullets, so you only have 10 plus 1 bullets. It has a range of 30 feet and 60 feet. It has wind-up, though. So in place of weapon attack, you can wind up your weapon or brace it against the ground, depending on the design. The next time you hit it, you roll 2 additional damage die. Wind-up feature is not commonly used, but it's a thing. Actually, let me see. So because you have +1 weapon, I'll go ahead and have the +1 bonus bludgeoning magic damage. Boom. There you go. Now you can hit things with magic damage, which is good because none of y'all can do that because I wanted it to be a thing. I hope Ethan's
Can.
I'm glad I made it into a thing where magic weapons are a bit harder to get your hands on. Because that phase of campaigns is always, like, the first couple of levels are the only time when whether or not an enemy can resist non-magic weapons actually matter in most D&D. And then it's might as well not be there. So I'd like to make it important for the little bit that it will, because within the next 2 to 3 levels, y'all will probably all have methods to get magical items or magical attacks.
Oh.
Because like if Cedar goes full into punching, if Maverick has his Thunder Gauntlets, Garon's going to have a way around it in the 2 levels.
I have claws.
I think it has magic claws. Gambit and Doug just need some weapons that'll deal some magic damage, and they'll be good.
Echo. Separate. Echo.
I guess we should get back to it. You all return after your various shopping trips, preparing. We'll say it is 1 p.m. as you find yourself back within the tavern. So you take a deep breath, and I suppose we'd begin to talk, since it seemed that Chris was in the gate of y'all should talk about where to go and what to do next. Your next path forward. And then, but just for the case of y'all information that may come up, go ahead and reshare the Vacuo map so you'll have easy access to it.
I want some milk.
Hey, the dwarf behind the counter says. I can grab you some milk. Is camel's milk fine with you?
It's milk, ain't it?
Haha, I like this one. And he will fetch you a glass of camel's milk. I would tell you how it tastes, but I don't know how it tastes.
It tastes delicious. Perfect for a cedar.
So, looking over the map, I think, depending on what we want to do might make the difference, but making our way to one of the largest cities would be of greatest benefit, because we would have the most access to things, I believe. But if we want to pursue a certain course of action, I am likewise okay with that. For me, I really want to be able to protect myself and protect those I care about. So, getting stronger is a priority, so that when the time comes to go try to find my parents or whatever might remain of them, then I can do so well.
But so wait, where's your uncle at right now?
Lahar.
Okay.
No, I'm probably saying that wrong.
But he was seen there recently, or not?
He's the Lord.
Oh, he's the Lord, your uncle?
Yes, apparently. I didn't realize that I had that.
Wow. Well, you're like practically royalty, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. So do you want to go there, or because I don't really. As long as we avoid the cops, I'm good.
No, I don't. It seemed, based on what was explained, it would not be advantageous, because he would try to use me for political gain, some other machination, and that would completely halt my search to try to at least honor my parents and give them a proper passing, so to speak.
Do you want to try and get that spear that we found the door to? Because you're saying you're trying to protect yourself.
I think that would be of great benefit, yes. I think if we were to procure that item, we might be able to destroy much, if not all, of the evil dark creatures that continue to plague the entire realm.
And that big scary thing in the thunderstorm is not something I want to be walking around to just terrorize her. I think that spirit would be good to have.
An excellent reason as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not really sure where to go looking for the keyblades for it.
What about Claude?
Hey,
Do you know where the keys are?
nope.
I no. Oh,
I saw
No.
them leave the temple. That's about to. Actually, I didn't even
all
necessarily
right.
see them leave the temple. I saw them pass by my room, and yeah, that's where I'm at.
You didn't hear anything, like any whispers?
They said they were taking them away. I was curious, so I
Uh,
asked, and they said they were taking them, and they refused to give me more information.
Can I?
I think that's rude
ins-
that they would not tell me things because I'm great at keeping secrets. Can't you tell?
Yeah, obviously.
Oh,
Can I
thanks.
insight check that?
Yes, you can incite them.
The temple that we were in, that you were in,
Yeah.
that was a, if I remember correctly, so
Seems
it
to
was
be
a
telling the
temple
truth,
to
Gambit.
Aether.
But it's hard to read a gemstone. Yeah, a temple to Aether. It's kind of built like a. I think it was the place where the divine spear was meant to be built.
Do you think it would be helpful to research more stuff about Aether?
Maybe. I honestly have no idea. It's been hundreds of years. The swords could be anywhere. Maybe they're in the
Well,
capital.
that's
Maybe
great.
they're in the cities. Maybe they're lost in a mountain somewhere. Maybe there's a coven of hags that are trying to fight through them or something. Or maybe there's
Maybe it's all
maybe it was
four.
eaten by a grim.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's Maybelline. Yeah,
Yes.
he knows what it's about.
We could try going everywhere.
That would work. Eventually, you'll
Mhm.
stumble along. Maybe over time, you'll get you start to figure out pieces of the puzzle. If you know what one looks like, you can start asking what other, or maybe if you know friends that have seen lots of places, see if they've seen these swords. But it's a lot easier once you actually, have one and don't just have me making a sand recreation of a short sword, of a fancy short sword.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm set to live for like another 2,000 years if nothing kills me. So I could definitely search everywhere.
That
But
sounds
you're a
like
cat.
a miserable thicket.
How are you going to live for 2,000 years?
Druid things.
I would like to note. I don't know if Thicket realizes this. I'm pretty sure the druid thing, it's like 1 year, 10 years, right?
I don't know, man.
Which would put him at like 140. Because cats only live an average like 15 years.
He's a tabaxi, not a cat, necessarily.
No, he's a cat. We use the tobacco.
For the sake of D&D, though, he's a tabaxi.
We'll see. But yeah, continue. Sorry to interrupt.
Otherwise, he'd already be dead. He'd be old and frail.
He's a moon cat.
Well, we could head north towards Vacuo, and then maybe a city that large might have, a library. Although, I think Schist or somewhere had the better library.
I have a good feeling about Schist.
Said you don't have a good feeling, or you have a good feeling?
I do have a good feeling about Schist. I don't know why, but I do.
I would like one of you who is from Vacuo, which basically means Cedar and Gambit, to roll a history check.
From Vacuo?
Where did we
Yeah.
say that Thicket is from?
I think it's from the Forests of Vale.
Okay, Vale. I remember it's a V, but I always forget that it's not.
Just look in the
Vacuo.
bottom right corner of the map.
Okay.
That direction
I'm
is
not
where.
from Vacuo. I'm
Thank
from
you.
Basalt.
Yeah, but you're from the nation of Vacuo. Like the
Oh,
two of
I
you are from
see.
the nation, the country.
Gotcha.
Because Vacuo is the name of the capital and the country.
That's not confusing at all.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, we have Washington State, Washington D.C.
It's true.
across the country from each other, no less.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, Cedar, you can roll a history check as well, just to see if it occurs to you for something when you mention libraries.
A history check?
Yep, just a history check. Gambit failed, so he does not think of the thing that I'm.
He ain't smart.
He's normal intelligence, but just because you have normal intelligence doesn't mean you remember something. Cedar doesn't think of it either. Continue.
I have good vibes from Reef. Well, before.
Oh.
I
Just.
Hello?
Y'all both stopped abruptly.
Oh. Just know that if we go to Reef, we're gonna have to deal with the cops immediately.
Why?
Oh, that's okay. That's where you're from. All right then. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
that's
the place.
we can go there. You just
Doesn't your eye patch help with that?
there's only so much an eye patch and a hat can do.
No, then
I don't know, man. I think your eye patch looks pretty
Then-
cool.
Well, thanks.
Hey, that's just Chris's opinion. The fact that I forgot.
Hey, it's okay. It's funnier that way.
Don't worry about that.
See, Doug is also going to roll a
no,
history check
wouldn't-
and fail.
I was gonna say, didn't Garand and Moretta talk about where the library was? Didn't that come up a couple times? So like,
So y'all asked for where books were. You were told by the people from Feldspar that most of the books they do get brought in from Schist, is where they got their books. Because Schist is a trade hub. Like a major one. To the point that you heard the Lord described as the Merchant Lord.
see, that's another good reason to go, because then we might come across finally a magic weapon or something.
See, I told you Schist would be a good idea.
Doug will speak up. I do want to, at some point, look at getting this sword reforged.
And that's in.
Somewhere where they have good smiths. The guy at the Metal Arts place said that that he knew of a smith in Basalt that could probably do it. Because magic weapons are hard to work with or something.
Or something.
Hey, that's the way Doug talks. I'm doing my best.
Do we think that we would maybe be able to come back here and see about a teleport spell? Could they maybe, because if we go to Schist, because Schist is relatively close, and then we came back here and then they teleported us up to Basalt. Does that seem reasonable? Does that seem like something that Garon would have, maybe thought about?
If
Within
Garon
relation
would
to-
know. Them being who? Who are you trying to get to teleport you?
The three people that are in charge here, that priest guy, the main lord dude, and there was one other one.
Uldrathel and Josiah. Uldrathel, you probably have to ask if they can teleport. But it's Uldrathel and Josiah Bellathor are the two in charge here, with Josiah effectively being Wise Lord Uldrathel's right hand. The other guy I think you're thinking of is just Matthew, who is basically the secretary to the Church of Erebus here.
Just
Has it
Matthew.
Has it been 48 hours since I used my Raven?
Let's see. So, it's this day. Used him the night before. No, you have about 8 hours left.
Oh. All right. All right. Well, then
and you would not. You effectively know that Bellathor is a cleric and Uldrathel is a druid, but you have not asked or anything if they know how to teleport.
Okay.
We still have the jackal with us, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
the jackal's
yeah!
still running around Grunt's feet. Actually, he's currently just sleeping off to the side right now.
I need to try to figure out how to train this thing, man. How to train your jackal pet.
How to train your jackal pet.
I have spells prepared for the jackal. We have animal friendship and speak with animals.
That sounds
If
like
you would like to
I know
do
what we're doing
anything
this.
with the jackal.
That's what we're doing this afternoon. Yeah, man. He's for whatever reason he's all about Garand. I don't know why. I don't remember having like extra, beef jerky on me, but whatever.
Hey,
Seems to have, made a friend.
while they're doing the jackal thing, Gambit's gonna find like an apple or something and a bunch of rocks and try to figure out how to use a slingshot.
Yeah, he could take a few minutes, and you've trained with various weapons. You'd be able to figure it out pretty quickly. It is a simple weapon. You'd be able to figure out how to use it fairly well. You are proficient with them, after all.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, he sneak attacks that apple and it explodes all over.
Yeah.
Shatters the apple off the counter onto the side. The dwarf looks over to you. I hope you know you're paying for that.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, keep going. No, as you were. So, it sounds to me like then, Claude says, so you want to go to a place that either has books, information, or a smith.
Yes.
And I mean, unless stuff has changed, teleportation is not that difficult. So like, sure, probably. That sounds like something that works. Garand. If you're talking about the guys here, I don't know who they are. You could ask them, but like, in my time, teleporting was all the rage, Just don't mess up and go into a wall. That never ends well.
It doesn't.
It really doesn't.
Oh.
Yeah, don't teleport into walls. I would say I know from experience, but I don't. They have effectively narrowed it down to north or south to Schist. You can travel back. You're not like it's not one of those puzzles where you have to touch everything and not go over the same path. You can go back to Kenite at any point.
That's what I'm saying. I think it makes sense because Schist is closer, and maybe if they can't teleport us, then maybe by the time we get back, they'll have a way to teleport us. And then if not, at least we can come.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean after. Yeah, but it's gonna be like, okay, so I want to spend the afternoon with Thicket, and he's gonna hopefully help me figure out how to like make this jackal, my buddy, wherever I go he goes, kind of thing. But like who's the goodest boy, and then. Yeah, I mean, we'll let him know and then talk to him, see what they can do, and then keep going with the whole. I'll keep performing at the tavern, and if we're good to go in the morning, then we can start heading south in the morning, so we can.
All right.
Try to get some information. Plus, if it's a trade town again, like I said, if we can get some magic weapons for our two tankies.
All right, so from there, is there anything else any of you would like to try to get done over the rest of the day? All right, so I suppose Garand can make an animal handling check with Thicket's help.
Garand and I are playing Nintendogs.
It's true.
Feed it a
Basically.
bone,
That's so awesome.
Give the basically wild jackal a bone.
And a
What are we
collar.
rolling?
I think Goron is using a hero point.
Yeah,
I'm
just
gonna
keep rolling that.
cast animal friendship and speak with animals on the jackal.
So let's see, animal friendship. Does it just charm him?
It just convinces him you mean no harm. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
charms.
essentially ensures that we
I'm gonna roll a wisdom save to see if you charm
won't
it.
scare it into like attacking us.
Surprisingly enough, it actually does seem to resist the magical effect of the charm, but still isn't moving away or anything. He seems to already kind of like y'all.
Okay.
So then I guess there's the speak with animals side of things. You cast speak with animals. What do you say to him?
Well, it lasts 10 minutes. I cast it as a ritual.
Okay.
If I can. Yeah. I didn't realize it was a ritual spell. But I would like to see that it's a ritual. Okay. Well, Karan, it lasts 10 minutes. What would you like to say? If
For the
you
record,
would like it to know anything.
Garon can't talk. It doesn't understand Garon, but it will understand you.
I know.
Okay.
I'm acting as a translator.
Thicket is the Jackal Whisperer.
Mm-hmm.
No. No.
Hey, no.
And you go. Tss, tss. Anyway, so.
Hello, little buddy. What's your name? Do you have one?
No. I don't have a name.
Would you like one?
Sure. You also all have
Garon?
names.
Do you want to give the jackal a name?
Yeah. Is he the goodest boy or is he the goodest girl? Or is she the goodest girl? I guess. I've respected his boundaries or her boundaries and not like lifted up a tail. So.
Are you a boy jackal or a girl jackal?
Girl.
She's
Well-
a girl.
Well, then clearly her name needs to be Jackie.
Would you like your name to be Jackie?
Sure.
I
If that's
like
what
that
the
Okay.
tattoo man
symbol.
says. If that's what the man with the mark says, and the long hair. I like him.
This is Garant.
Garant.
and then he's gonna like, who's the goodest girl? Who's the goodest girl?
Nuzzles into your hand. And I think would understand me. I am. Me.
Okay, so her name is Jacqueline, but we'll call her Jackie for short, since we already do have. Oh no, wait, that's Doug. That's right, Doug is the character name. Anyway, so yes, Jacqueline and Jackie for short, and does she have a favorite place to be rubbed or scratched, and does she have a favorite food or critter or something that she likes to eat?
Do you have a favorite place that you like to be pet?
The left side of my neck.
She says left side of her neck. And then what was the other question? Favorite food?
Yeah, food like critter or whatever.
What do
to
you
eat.
What do you like to eat? What's your
Meat.
favorite food?
Just meat. Lots of meat. Any meat. I like meat. Meat's good.
No favorites?
No.
Okay. She likes meat.
All right. I'll see if I can get like a leg of bird or some kind of if they have any kind of pig
Yeah,
or
so
anything like
the
that.
things that y'all have kind of run into most part is wild game, lots of rabbits and stuff. There are some smaller farms like chickens and things, but those are usually kept more for the eggs. But you could find some pork or mule or things that you could get.
Okay, so if we're still like near the tavern, then I'll just like go see about like a steak or like some ham.
Yeah, sure. I can get you
Or
slots of
something.
ham. Yeah, he'd be able to get you ham easily enough.
All right, so yeah.
You should get some
Yeah,
jerkies
and-
for like training purposes. Little treats.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good. I'll have to. Well, I'll pick that up before we leave. But at least right here, right now, is just since I know she definitely likes meat. We're going to feed her some meat just to be like, just in case. Start off on the right foot.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead and make just for the general interaction. How well you're training her to keep up with you and just to stay around you and enjoy your presence. Even more so than she already seems kind of predisposed to. Go ahead and make your animal handling check with that +1 and advantage. Because you're talking to her and giving her things she likes. 13. It was not a hard DC, so she is... effectively, I'm going to keep a point total that, like, as you make more and more good ones, you can effectively like have these, it's a weird way to say it, but almost like a game, having these points, and you can then kind of like utilize these points to try and teach her different tricks or commands, like to try and command her to effectively like take the help action or distract someone or things like that.
Nice.
Got one.
Yeah, that's
really
awesome.
is Nintendogs.
Basically.
Awesome.
Jackie's Jackie's training points. There we go. Boom. Got that note off to the side. All right. You can perform for the evening. Go ahead and make the performance check real quick. All right. There's your other hero point. I believe that brings you down to 0.
Didn't you say we got one for starting the session, or did you change that?
Normally you would, but you were at max when we started.
No, I had only 2
Did you?
when I started. Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't that the third you've spent? Used one for Jackie, 1 for that. Oh no, I was thinking of the ones Gambit spent for the jewels. Never mind.
Yeah.
I confuzzled myself. It's fine. Good. You still have one.
I should have just 1. But anyway.
With your total of +12, you do quite well. Same as normal. Do 2d4 gold pieces, 2d6 silver, and 2d8 copper. So 7 gold, 8 silver, and 11 copper is what you earned for the night, as well as getting the rooms and everything that y'all have set in. And preparing for the next morning, which your violin will be finished. And the D100 roll I made you make last time was to see whether or not it was masterwork and gave you +1 to performance. Unfortunately, it is not a masterwork violin. Very sadly.
Oh, that's sorry. That's okay.
But it's still a violin made to the specifications you sent me. It is well made. But for the rest, as we transition into Friday, the 10th of March, that morning, over the night, thicket. You find yourself in a slightly odd dream that takes a minute for you to really process. And of course, there's less conscious thought during the dream itself. But it's less of a dream and more of a memory. as you step through the forest. The crackle of leaves beneath your paws. The crisp night air around you. You prowl through the underbrush, looking for something to eat, something to snack on. As you walk, you enter into the edge of a clearing. You look up. The full bright moon above you. You feel a slight chill down your spine. Feel a presence behind you, to the side, but not distracting. Not comforting necessarily either, but you can feel it's there. It just kind of is. It feels natural. And you feel a whisper in your ear of a woman's voice. The same memory you processed at least a few times after it first happened. You hear, "Wake up, my thicket. I have seen your dreams, and you shall serve my purpose. Your destiny awaits you." As you look up to the moon and you feel this presence, you hear this voice. This odd, unique woman's voice that sounds... There's a slight reverb almost as you hear it, unlike voices you've heard before. An almost echo
Hey guys.
in your ears. Oh, Ethan's here, right during a dream sequence.
Uh-oh. Can't hear anyone.
You're good.
Right in your ears. Ah!
It's the moon.
Hold on.
As you hear this,
You hear the moon. Hey guys.
hear the moon. What's up, guys? You hear this woman, and as she finishes saying this, you feel the presence withdraw. You don't feel her around you, even as you continue to look up at the moon. She's gone. But for the first time, you feel conscious. You feel aware. You begin to think, and find words come easily to you, as some kind of awakening has happened. A gift of intelligence has been bestowed upon you for whatever purpose and destiny you have been given. You don't wake up in a sweat or anything. It's not the first time you've had this dream, this memory. But the rest of the night passes easily enough. No issues for any of the rest of you, and no one else has any dream sequences. And you enter into Friday, the 10th of March, at 6 a.m.
What was ended up said after at the point
From the sounds
with
of
the
it,
teleportation?
Yeah, with the teleportation, we don't have to roleplay that necessarily. Oh goodness, he couldn't hear us. But you would have effectively found out they do have access to limited teleportation. That specifically Uldrathel, when he prepares it, when they know they need to move, or let someone else move because he doesn't necessarily have to go with you, that he does have access to a teleportation spell. I believe the spell is just in case, I guess just for the edification of Thicket. It is the 6th level spell at transport via plants is what he can cast.
Nice.
So he can move you to places that he has been before and is aware of trees. Specifically, he knows to Vacuo, Coquinia, Sheer, and most of the other towns in general. Not everywhere, but the major cities except for Reef he does have the ability to teleport you to.
Excellent. All
Assuming,
right,
of course,
so
that you have a reason.
Right, Gron will then be that much more excited to try to go to Schist and then to come back after hopefully getting some good information, answers, and/or items.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else for any of you before we begin the journey to Schist?
Nope. I'm good.
All right. You get your 2 mules. What is the other one's name? You have Berea.
Other one.
And what is the other one?
Other one.
Aurora.
Ah.
Aurora and Berea. 2 mules. And as they travel with you down, I need... Let's see. Someone to roll me a d6.
Dibs.
Okay.
Just making sure, Abby, you're still awake.
Yep.
Awesome.
Ethan, are you here?
I am here.
And you can
Hey.
hear us?
Hey. All right. I can hear you guys.
Woo!
We hear you.
Nice.
He's alive. Before we
I am
continue
alive.
the travel montage, real quick, is there anything you would like to do or purchase in Keenite before you continue with everyone else to Schist? Because y'all effectively decided to head south to Schist, back to Keenite, and then maybe try and teleport to another town or location.
I don't think there's anything that I want to buy.
We
Hopefully
have a
doesn't.
jackal named Jackie.
It's true. You have a jackal named Jackie. You have a gemstone named Claude. You have a fairy dragon named Izu.
We know a fairy dragon.
You know a fairy dragon. That's true. That one for sure. Doodly-doo. So
I wanted to listen to Thicket's advice and get like a pack of like jerky treats, effectively, that whatever you felt like would cost for like, I don't know,
Training treats.
a container or pack of like 50 or something. I don't know.
sure, we'll say 1 gold piece, and you've got like the really good, like pre-made for pets and training, like dried meats and stuff for her. And I need doodly-doo. Thicket, why don't you go ahead and roll me a couple of survival checks to, even though you're gonna succeed them, might as well roll them. There's a chance. There's like a 10%
How many?
chance that you fail. So I think with your +7 or whatever it is. Yeah, I figured. Do 2 more. Yeah, I thought so. We'll probably only do 1 travel encounter for today because it is 9:50, but we'll do at least 1. Because as you go, as you curve around the edge of these dunes, traveling through the desert, the heat bearing down on you, you all fairly prepared at this point for the water, with Gambit not being quite as used to it, but knowing the water you have on hand, knowing the food you have and the trails, it's fairly easy to travel along the desert. And as you walk through the desert, Thicket, of course, is the first person to see it, with the high passive perception. But as you're walking along one of the top of one of the dunes, you see a sinkhole down to the side of one, maybe 20, 30 feet across, at the base of a hill of sand.
Watch out, there's a sinkhole.
Jackie, here, girl. Also, has anyone played Final Fantasy? I was gonna say
Sure,
Final
you can
Fantasy
go
12.
It's not hard to see. It's
Did anybody-
effectively just like an indentation into the earth. It's this almost cavern. You can like see the sandstone along the sides of it drop down.
Maybe we should walk with sporadic and inconsistent steps.
It's not like the ground feels solid, maybe, but you can see a sinkhole.
Mm.
And sorry, Chris, I have not played Final Fantasy 12.
Okay, there's a whole like side quest where you have to like effectively sink into the sand, and then on your way out you start binding exits out, and you effectively open these ways back in. It's a neat series of things, and there's like a really bad boss monster down there and special summon or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's cool. It's cool.
Well, but what do you do as you see the sinkhole? As you stand off to the side.
Are we able to get around it?
Yeah, you've seen it ahead of time. You can just walk around it if you like.
I would like
Yeah, I
to
would just walk
it.
around it.
All right, you walk around it easily enough, passing by the sinkhole, paying it no mind. I would like one of you to roll me a d100.
Oh, give me 1 second.
Okay. 1. How about now? Sorry.
Abby, why don't you roll Abby or Cedar? I mean, why don't Cedar or Gambit roll the D100?
Cedar and
Cedar
Thicket
do
both roll at
it.
the same time. We'll take Cedar's. Oakley dokley. You pass by with no issue. Stepping around it and continuing on. Take.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Hello, back.
That is my name.
I need Thicket to roll
My
me a
Wi-Fi
d6.
is dying.
You walked around a sinkhole.
Can I look into the sinkhole?
You want to look into the sinkhole?
Yeah.
I also want to look into the sinkhole.
Oh, okay. Looking into it, you see the rough edges of sandstone along the sides, pieces of cliffs and ridges echoing downward. In the sunlight, you can see the sinkhole must be a bit over 100 feet deep, with bits of caverns that seem to branch off at different levels. But catching your eye, you see a body roughly 60 feet down the sinkhole laying on his back. What appears to be a pale human man lying unmoving. Though his clothes are fairly simple, traveler's clothes, there is a leather bag hung around his shoulder that teeters on the edge of the ridge he lays upon.
I want to yell down. Hey, are you okay?
So you yell down. There was no
Yeah.
response. You hear it echo down and back up, but he does not move.
Hey guys, I think he's dead.
There's someone down there?
Yeah. Here, come take a look for yourself. He's just laying there, menacingly.
You look over at the human man, just sprawled out. Nothing menacing about him.
And Thicket try and see if there are any signs of life.
From this far up, you'd have to get closer. He's 60 feet down the sinkhole.
Is it because it's dark that it's hard to tell?
No, it's light.
Oh.
You're just trying to see
Thicket.
details from 60 feet away is difficult. From any, regardless of light.
Thicket, can you turn into like a bird and fly out? Like you go down and make yourself and find out from there, and then maybe, or like I could tie a rope to you or something.
I can't really fly right now.
I volunteer to go down. You can tie a rope to me.
I mean, I have rope.
Alright.
Hey, Micah, question.
Yes.
With my high AC, do you think there's a chance I could hit the ground without taking damage?
Armor class does not help you against fall damage.
I know.
Gravity doesn't care. Gravity's one of those things where I'm like, it even bypasses magic resistance to non-magic damage. Gravity says, screw you. Hey, you could turn
To
to a
me,
beast.
I'll go down.
You want to go down? Okay. Are you
Sure.
trying to climb down?
Well, not until
We'll-
someone
we'll
ties
tie-
the rope to me.
Abby and Ethan and myself can all help, and then Gambit can go down.
Mhm.
I might have a spell that might be able to help. No, it doesn't look like I do.
It's okay. I have decent dex as long as I don't roll bad.
So for climbing down, I need an athletics check.
An athletics check.
Yep.
Never mind. I'm screwed.
People often forget that climbing is more athletic.
Does he
than
get
acrobatics.
help because he's tied off?
Oh
no. However, who was holding the rope? You said it
I
was.
believe we said it was
Gambit's, I'm sorry, Garan, Cedar, and
Cedar and I think
Maverick. I've got
not
a
me
plus
because
3
I'm weak.
strength. I've got a +3 in
Well,
strength.
that's good because as Gambit begins to climb down, stepping down a few pieces, as you confidently place your foot upon one of the pieces of sandstone, this slight outcropping, it cracks, and you begin to fall. You fall another 20 feet, bringing you about 30 feet down the cave. As the others, since there are 3 of you, whoever is the strongest, make a athletics check with advantage.
I've
Try
got a
and
16
properly
in
catch
strength.
Gambit. 17. All right, Maverick, make an athletics check with
Or
advantage.
a 16. Does anyone have a higher than 16?
Let me see.
And you said with advantage?
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Okay, well, I'll just go ahead and roll.
Oh no!
Cool. So with your whose rope are you using? Just out of curiosity.
Do I have a rope?
Most
I
of you
can
have a
be-
50-foot rope.
Yes, my rope, sure.
Cool. As you are trying to lower Gambit, the break 10 feet down, Gambit begins to fall. As Gambit falls, the 3 of you try to grasp onto the rope, but not expecting it, especially not so early. The rope slips, and Gambit is going to fall the full 50 feet.
Oh
Uh-oh.
Can I
no!
use Entangle to try and catch him?
The rope coming with him. Let's see what Entangle does.
What about dexterity save?
What
about
to do what? What are you trying to dexterity do?
Because so here's my thing. Like I probably would have been like the first one because I'm not the strongest. Like I wouldn't be the anchor or the real strength. I was just helping. So I would theoretically be the possible last one. So I may fail the strength to do it anyway, or think it may yank me as well. But since I would theoretically be the last one because I'm the weakest, my dexterity is decent. Maybe I will be able to grab it in time to where I can like slow forward and then they can catch.
So you're trying to effectively catch it as it slides through your hands?
Yeah.
All right. In that case, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check. In the meantime, Thicket, how are you trying to use Entangle? Are you trying to like make it pull from the wall and try and grab him and pull him onto the wall?
No.
How secured is the wall left?
It's a sandstone wall.
You said it was... Okay, wait. How far up is it from where I am to the bottom of the hole?
To the bottom of the hole, about 110 feet from the
Whoa.
cliff that he was going down. 60 feet.
Can
And
Can-
Garand.
Well, yeah, then I'll do from the wall.
Okay. About how far down are you going to try and catch him? He was about 30 feet down by the time you would have been able to try and do this. Like right
As
there.
close to him as I can to try and catch him
Okay.
as soon as possible.
As you do this, two things are going to happen simultaneously. As the Git does this, reaching over and creating this entangle spell, I need, let's say, typically it'd be a strength saving throw. Thicket, make just a spellcasting ability check. So, just with your wisdom plus your proficiency bonus. So, +7.
Okay,
Or I
but
guess just
is it
probably
just like a wisdom save?
Yeah, basically.
I'll just roll a wisdom save.
Very good. So as
finally.
Gambit is going to take a little bit of damage. Less than he would have as he goes 40 feet down. As you reach over and from the wall, these plants pull out, sprouting, grasping on to Gambit as he falls, the rope flinging past him the rest of the way. Still tied to him, but now it's like laying down toward where the guy is. As he is grabbed and tied onto it, let's see, he is going to take from the 40 feet. Oof. You take a total of 11 points of damage, Gambit,
Nice.
as it catches on to you. And then the second thing happens. As you do this thicket, you breathe a sigh of relief. As Garand is pulled by the rope, he tries to grab and falls off himself.
Oh no.
What would you all like to do as Garand begins to fall?
I'm gonna try to catch him.
Holding the other end of the rope. Alright, Maverick, go ahead and make... Between the two things going so quickly... Ooh. Make a dexterity-based athletic... yeah, dexterity-based athletics check.
Athletics, okay. Is there a way I can just go ahead and do that, or just roll dexterity?
Do you have proficiency in athletics?
I do not, so just
Then
a
just
dexterity.
roll dex. Just dex check. As you try to grab him. I will let you know, if this goes low...
15?
Okay, it wasn't low enough for the natural consequence of you being pulled down too. I was really ready for all of you to just one by one come down the wall. But as you, at the last second, reach out and grasp onto his foot, Garand, you are now hanging off the edge. Maverick on the ground behind you, holding onto you with two hands, digging into the dirt.
I'm gonna try to pull him back up.
Can I pull out my miner's pick and like dig it into the sandstone to try to like give myself something to hang on to in case that the entangle breaks?
That is a smart move. Make a... Because the detail you're trying to like find... how are you trying to do that? So are you trying to like look for a weak spot in the wall? Are you trying to just like drive it in as hard as you can? What are you trying to do?
Well, given his background, he's pretty good at rocks. So he...
That's why you'll
is
have
looking...
proficiency.
Yeah, he's looking for a weak spot, and he's gonna drive it
then
in.
Make a wisdom-based Mason's Tools check. So I'll change that to wisdom for you. So make that +2 Mason's Tools check to try and secure yourself. In the meantime, up there, Maverick and Cedar, what are you doing during all of this?
I'm gonna try to pull Garand up.
Okay, Cedar, what are you up to? As one by one your friends are falling off of a cliff. Do you jump too? Abby? No, we lost her. She's dead.
Abby!
Abby.
Well, it was nice knowing you, Abby. In the meantime, so while Cedar is paralyzed with concern, Maverick, make an athletics check with disadvantage. Garand, what are you doing as you are hanging upside down by 1 foot?
I got a nat 20. I got a nat 20.
With that
Oh,
athletic,
no!
you are holding on to him. You are secure, but you are not able to pull him up on your own easily.
Am I able to help him to pull Garand up while concentrating on the entangle spell?
Hold on, I have a question. I
Yeah.
have on my armor, I have an infusion, which
do.
is armor of magical strength, which I can expend 1 charge to add a bonus to the roll equal to my intelligence modifier.
Okay.
So I can add a +4.
+4 brings that up to a 15. That is enough to, especially with Thicket coming up and helping you, you do, over a few seconds, probably 10 or 15 seconds, carefully pulling Garand up. You are able to begin to get him up. Garand, what are you doing as you are hanging upside down?
Jackie, help! Make sure that you grab Maverick. Grab Maverick so that you can help drag him back.
Make
And
an
so
animal handling check.
Oh, I was really confused why someone was making an animal handling check to help me.
She does not understand. She's on the edge,
It's fine.
looking down at you, but she's not getting in the way.
That's fine.
Over the next few seconds, the next 26 seconds, you do manage to pull Garand back up onto the edge. Garand, make a dexterity check for me real quick, just to see if you got lucky with something. Garand does still have the rope in his hand. So he does still have the other... It's like still like... At this point, it's not pulling him down anymore because Gambit's caught 40 feet down. So he does still have it. So you still do have a way down to Gambit effectively. Gambit down there, as a few moments pass, you do secure yourself to the wall. You've got like 30 seconds left on the entangle thicket. What would you all like to do?
Okay, so we need to figure out a way to get Gambit back up or down to the ground safely.
Oh.
Okay, so climbing down would require an athletics check, correct?
Correct.
I have spider's climb.
You've got spider climb. Okay. Do you think it would be better to get Gambit down to the bottom or attempt to pull Gambit back up?
I don't really trust the unmoving body that's at the bottom of that hole.
That's fair.
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm also
So,
a little concerned.
I would like to get him up.
That's fair. I'm also very concerned about the fact if we try to pull Gambit back up, then with all of these failed rolls already, I'm concerned we're gonna fail again and Gambit will fall again.
Well, surely it can't go as poorly. We know what we're doing now. Well, Cedar's quite strong.
I could cast spider climb on Cedar.
I'm also
She
very
could go get
strong.
him. Or you.
I've got a 16 strength with a +3 modifier in strength.
Yeah, the strong people are specifically Doug and Gambit. I'm sorry, Doug and Maverick. Cedar has a 15, so it's still good, but Doug and Maverick are stronger.
Okay. I can go. I can go down if you want.
Plus, Maverick's armor can help him.
What can
Let's
I do
do
with my
that.
armor?
If
You
Oh,
still
yeah,
have
I can
4
get that
charges
charge.
left of the same thing you just did.
I think
sorry,
I have
you
5 charges left.
Right, Cat, because it's... How many of those is it just a straight flat 6? I think it might be. But yeah,
You
continue.
get 6 charges and then you recharge them over a long rest. Or maybe it's a short rest and you get a 1d6 back.
Dang, it's just a base 6? Yeah, for a second I was like, is it go off your proficiency bonus? No, it's just straight 6 charges. Nice. Do
okay.
that 6 more times.
Are we Are we doing spider
Right,
climb?
hold on. Yeah. I mean, yeah. we are.
Gambit! Are you secure?
Yes.
Okay. Because both of these are concentration spells, so I
Bill
gotta
drops.
cast spider climb after
If
we
you-
make
if
sure
Gambit-
Gambit's safe.
If Gambit hadn't been secure and you cast it, it would have been and drop. But yes, as you release the spell, Gambit holds himself up on the pick that he is wedged into the wall, and you cast Spider Climb upon Maverick. Maverick, you can now move up, down, and across vertical surface and upside down along ceilings while leaving your hands free.
Hey, I'm just gonna walk down.
Yeah, you can just vertically
Casually.
walk down the wall like Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And I'm going to grab Gambit.
Gambit,
Thanks, bud.
this fairly short kobold walks down to you and helps grab you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give Gambit like a kind of piggyback ride back up.
Oh, I hear Abby.
Yeah, I can hear it too. Maverick, make a strength athletics check.
Okay. And because I'm worried, I might use a hero point on this.
Sure,
Okay, and that's a D4.
it is.
This
Okay,
episode
I'm
of
gonna
What
go
Scares
ahead.
the D&D Party a whole.
Athletic.
Yeah, I know.
Plus a
Abby
D4.
snoring.
And y'all almost walked past it.
That's an 8 plus 4 plus another 4, so a 16. Because
Nice.
I'm
With the
gonna go ahead
16
and
you
use
all
a
were able to.
charge.
It does take a couple of minutes, but you do successfully manage to walk Gambit back up the wall and sit
Okay.
him along on the side of the wall.
Okay, question. How long does this spider climb work?
It lasts an hour.
Okay, do you guys want me to go down and check the body? While I slack
mean-
it?
Why not?
Because I mean,
If all else fails, you could just run back up.
okay, I'm Maverick's going to head down.
All right, there is no check involved.
Yep.
There we go. I was also fixing Gambit's portrait. As you walk down, you get down to this guy. He is a pale human man with dark hair. Looking closely at him, he does seem to be very, very pale.
Is he breathing?
Is he breathing?
Make a medicine check. An easy one, but still.
I've got a... Oh, medicine's wisdom. Uh-oh. I got a minus
Oh,
1 in
no.
wisdom. A 10.
Yeah, with that, you can tell he is not breathing.
Is he undead?
Hey, sir? Are you a zombie?
He does not move.
I'm gonna yell up. Hey guys, I don't think he's a zombie. I think he's just
That's nice.
dead.
Does he have
Um,
anything?
I'm going
there is
to...
a leather bag that is hung around his shoulder that is currently like hanging from his shoulder off the edge of the little cliff he's on.
I'm gonna open the bag.
Pull the bag up and open it. Checking in, you see two things.
Okay.
You pull out a wooden boomerang
Fun.
and a brass lamp with intricate carvings along the side, a cap and long spout with an intricate twisting handle.
Is this a genie lamp?
I decline to answer.
Is it dusty?
Not really. It seems fairly clean.
Okay. Cool.
Do you-
no,
I can
no
try to
need
heal him.
wipe any dust though.
Cedar
Huh?
and I tried to heal him. Cedar, can you cast
I think you have to be
stabilizing
alive
spell.
to cast healing
Yeah,
spells.
I don't have anything that could bring someone back from the dead yet.
Yeah, he's not even breathing.
As you like look around, like you pick him up a little bit, you can feel immediately shifts in his back. It appears that his back is shattered.
Ugh.
Oh, yikes.
If you were to guess, no, actually, I'll
That
let
can
you
fall
come to your own
damaged.
conclusions. I'm not going to tell you what you might assume.
I'm going to look around. You said there were a bunch of caverns going off in different directions.
There are bits of caverns, yeah. As you look
Okay.
at a couple of them only go in like a couple of feet.
Okay. Are there any that go in a long distance?
Make perception, investigation check.
Investigation. Which is a +4. Huzzah. What's up with my rolls today?
What's up with everyone's rolls
Look
today?
Everyone.
around, nah, it looks like they're all just pretty close, like pretty short and closed off.
Okay, so nothing. Okay,
Nothing of interest. No.
Cool. cool. Then
These
I'm gonna
rolls are
take.
really bad, and I love it.
I'm gonna take this lamp and I'm going to go up to the surface.
Are you getting the boomerang too?
Yeah, the boomerang too. I like boomerangs.
You walk up to the surface, easily with 45 minutes of spider climb left.
Question: would I have to make a check to see if I can take the body up as well?
With the time, if you take your time with him, you could probably bring him up.
Because I feel like it's just kind of respectful to bring the body up for at least a decent burial.
You take a minute, and you, with your strength and with time, another 5 or 6, maybe close to 10 minutes, you do pull him up, effectively drag him up the cliff.
When Garon sees him with bringing up the dead, he's Maverick, that was a genius idea. You know, if we keep him safe, we can return him to our friends when we get back to Kenai, and they might be able to gather some information. I know that the priests and stuff can speak with the past, and that may answer some of the questions, and so then we don't have to worry about if either of those items are a great danger.
Ooh. Also, I'm trying to decide if Maverick would tell you guys about the lamp.
It's up to you, because he could have put him back in the bag. Y'all couldn't necessarily see super
Oh.
well 60 feet down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because Maverick's flaws are gold seem like a lot of money to me, and I'll do just about anything for more of it. And it's not stealing if I need it more than someone else. So I feel like,
He might keep it
and
hidden.
also personality trait. I hide scraps of food and trinkets away in my pocket. So yeah, he probably wouldn't tell you guys. He'd be like, "Ooh, neat."
He just has the lamp now? Okay.
I'm just gonna hold on to that.
This is a surprise tool that will help us later.
Yep.
Help Maverick out later.
Mystery Mousecatool.
Indeed.
Does anyone know how to use a boomerang?
I think you just throw it.
Okay. I'm just gonna toss it away.
Do you like toss it, or do you throw it?
I throw it.
Throw it?
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's see. Where are my notes?
Uh-oh.
I need you to roll a d6.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And then I need you to roll a d20. Cool. You throw it, and it flies, and it keeps going. It's still going. You can see a speck at this point as 20, 30 seconds pass, and it's still going.
Aren't they supposed to come back?
I thought so.
Should we wait for it to come back? Or should we just go?
What way is it going?
What way did you throw it?
Which way did I throw it? I think I just threw it in a random direction.
Roll a d8 then. Which of the cardinal directions did you go?
2.
So northeast. You threw it northeast.
Should we go get it?
At
Is it
this
gonna
I
point,
come
it's
back to the
it's
zone?
almost out of sight.
I don't really know where it went. Or where it would land.
Um,
Um,
I feel like that might have been something more than just the boomerang. Or maybe I'm just stronger than I thought I was.
Do you want to go get it?
I don't know if we can at this point.
I'm pretty fast.
Maybe Jackie thought it was like a toy, and
She may have chased after it for a few seconds, but then it's going way faster than she can. It's gone. Or at least it seems like it's gone. It's just it has at this point passed from view.
Maybe it's an indoor boomerang. Maybe I don't know. I guess
Maybe. We probably should have let Goron look at it first.
maybe.
I hope
Maybe.
that at some point in the campaign, it's just gonna come punk Maverick on the head at like the most random point.
Boomerang, you all
12 years
come
later,
back.
Boomerang
epilogue.
hits Maverick on the head.
It
just
kills
the
him
epilogue.
instantly.
After becoming the world's best artificer, 20 years later, Maverick died from a mysterious boomerang that seemed to have come from nowhere.
So what are you doing with the body?
Well,
I still think that we should pack it up gently, nicely in a pack, and bring it, back. Like wrap it some way. I don't know, and then maybe is there a spell that we can do to make it so that it doesn't smell or cause error or issue?
I think Cedar's in charge of that.
No, she's fallen asleep in the back of the cart, so.
It's true. Cedar has gone to sleep in the back of the cart.
I might actually be able to do
Gentle
something.
Repose is a cleric and wizard spell, so yes, Cedar could technically do it the next day.
I could set it on fire.
I don't think that's what we want to get. Amazing.
Okay,
I love that
I'm
you
going-
can set stuff on fire, but let's not do it right now, okay?
I'm gonna
I
pick up
could-
like a
I
rock
could
or
surround it in
something.
water.
I'm gonna pick up a rock, and I'm going to use magical tinkering on it. And I'm going to make it like continuously give off the smell of lavender.
It's basically
Which-
got a little lavender charm on him.
Mhm. Basically, up to 10 feet away, it smells like lavender.
You take a couple of minutes to do that. As you do, I need you to make a dex save.
Oh no.
Uh-oh, here comes the boomerang.
Oh no. We let her guard down.
13.
I need you to make an attack roll. Just a standard thrown weapon attack roll.
Thrown weapon attack roll. How
Yep.
do I do that? Is that just a d20?
Yes. Well, I mean, for you, it'd probably be like your javelin to determine the DC. It would be like your AC, but you're not expecting it.
Okay, well, I did pick up a d20 and dropped it when he said to do a javelin thing. However, I did roll a nat 20,
Hmm.
and I don't know if you want me to re-roll that since I didn't roll it onto the
Reroll
chat
it. It didn't
thing.
show up. Yeah, it didn't show up. Reroll
Okay.
it.
Cool. I'm glad I didn't get a crit on myself. That
You
would've
did
been
hit yourself.
I
And you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as all of you are looking away as he's making this little device that smells of lavender. Bunk! Smacking Maverick in the side of the head, the boomerang returns and bounces off his head and falls to the ground.
Oh, it did
Ow.
come back.
That's amazing!
That hurt.
Clearly, this thing is very powerful, or you are both. So, let us look at it this evening, and we'll see.
Okay.
Okay. So you're making. So is your plan, just to be clear, is your plan to like have Cedar cast Gentle Repose on the body, but currently do Lavender, or just Lavender?
Both, right?
I'm fine with whatever. What does Gentle Repose do exactly?
Makes basically pauses decaying for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, I think that would be smart to do both. Because like even if it pauses decaying, if it still smells bad, it won't stop it from smelling bad. It'll just stop it from getting worse. So yeah, I think both.
So for the rest of the day, effectively, you just wrap it up. Nothing else really occurs that day. So over the evening, you can cast Identify on the boomerang if you'd like.
Yeah, I mean,
So
yeah.
I will throw it onto Maverick's sheet for the moment. You get the sense that there's more to it. Not really. You don't get much of a sense. It just isn't super clear. You get one clear knowledge from it. It is a wooden boomerang. It is called the Boomerang of Returning. It is a simple weapon, uncommon rarity, not technically magical for damage, does 1d8 bludgeoning damage, is a thrown weapon with a 20 feet, 60 feet, and has the effect that this boomerang always returns to you. You notice that there's nowhere in the enchantment that specifies when.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I'm gonna cast Identify on this lamp that I found like secretly.
All right. I will throw. I'm not going to identify it because you do not get all of the information. It does seem to resist the identification.
Listen, this is what you gotta do. You gotta give it to either Gambit or Garand, and we can convince our enemies to throw it. And
because there is a formula for when it'll return. It's what the D6 and the D20 were for. You can give it to an enemy. They might be dead when you do it, but then it'll just hit their grave.
So, how is Identify gonna work?
Identify the lamp. I'm just going to throw the lamp. It's just labeled as brass lamp. I'm not going to identify it. I'm just going to tell you what you would know from it.
Okay, because I do have the spell Identify.
Yes. It just is one of those items because there is some items are unable to be properly identified via the identify spell. Like that's even cool. I don't know if it's in the text itself, but it's in the DMG.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. So does Maverick have his own 100 gold piece pearl?
I don't.
I don't know if he does.
I don't. Never mind.
Okay, so unless he asks Garon for it, in which case Garon's like, why do you want it? That's what I'm saying. Like,
sure, yeah. You need a pearl.
I wouldn't care, but we went through a lot to get that.
It's true. It's an expensive
I almost
item.
died for that.
Alright, so what is Maverick doing? Is he just keeping it to himself? Is he going to ask for the pearl? And just let me know if you ever throw the boomerang of returning, and I'll pull that back out.
Fair.
I love that item
so much. Question about the boomerang of returning. Will it always hit me? Or if I know it's coming back, can I catch it?
If you know it's coming back, you can try to catch it. The difficulty is knowing when. Because you may not be aware of the time it's coming back. For example, that one was exactly 12 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, it sounds like a cursed item, honestly. So, like,
basically,
I love it.
If there was a way to either break the curse on it, or, I mean, just have a gag item if you want a gag item. But
yeah, you could theoretically fix it and make it just a magical boomerang that comes back like right after you attack with it, or you could just keep it how it is and let it do its thing.
What's a Claude?
Claude? Oh,
yeah.
You have Claude. Claude is the he's the gemstone that was in the wall.
Oh
at the temple. What is a Claude? So yes, is Maverick asking for the pearl? Is Maverick?
No.
All right. Are you just gonna try and like spend some time with it and figure out what it does?
Mm-hmm.
Do you light it?
No.
Okay. It is a it is Claude C-L-A-U-D is Claude. Is how Claude is spelled.
Mhm.
It is a lamp. It can be filled with oil and burned like normal. And you can tell there's more to it, but that's all you get from just looking at it.
Like, do I know that there's like magic to it?
Yes. With your
Okay,
experience
so I
with
don't
magic
need to.
items and spending time with it, you'd be able to figure out that there is at least something magical about this.
Okay, so no need to cast detect magic.
No. And also, I'm going to add something to your notes page.
Me?
That will occur after you finish the long rest with it.
Okay.
Oh no. So, okay, I just want to point out that Ethan decided to make a character that can't die, but then he wants to grab
Grab the
and hold
cursed
on to magic items and not tell anybody, so he's gonna die anyway. Like,
I'm just playing to my character. Okay.
Do. Cool. I've added it to your notes page. You should be able to see that. Let me know if you can't find it.
I was reading it as you were typing it.
Yep. So enjoy that.
Thank you. Always need more character traits.
Of course. Always need character traits that are given to you forcefully by an item.
Yeah.
And with that, as we find our way to spending the rest of the night easily, you have no other difficulties with the rest of that travel for the day. Go ahead and move ahead to 6 a.m. the next morning, Tuesday the 17th of March.
Just
3 full days
just
of travel,
checking,
about
Micah.
halfway through. Yes, we are going to long rest and finish out travel next week. As Maverick, hiding away from everyone. As the image we close out on is Maverick sitting off the edge of the camp, staring at the lamp, just gently rubbing the side of it, seemingly in thought or mesmerized by this object. Away from prying eyes, where no one sees.
Just sitting in the corner.
Yep.
My precious.
Yes, I will go ahead and long rest, y'all. My precious. Welcome to Gollum, Maverick.
Oh no.
So I'm assuming that's a magical thing that you put onto my sheet, right?
Yes.
It's not like okay.
It is. Maverick is not aware of it.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yes, it is definitely magic. It is a thing that is magically added to you by the object. And it is far from the only thing well, not far from, but it's not the only thing the magic item does. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that there was, especially when y'all were originally like, okay, we walk around the sinkhole. I was like, all right, well, we're just not gonna see where that
The
goes.
only wise one.
Yeah, Thicket could have just avoided that entirely. Avoided picking up 1, maybe 2 cursed items. Well, technically one's not cursed, it's just a joke because it was poorly made.
And they're both mine.
They're both yours. And now you've got a dead body. Wonder how that's gonna play into Shist.
I was gone the entire session. I got back, got 2 cursed items and a corpse.
It's true. I'll go ahead and end the recording, and we'll say goodbye, YouTube, and then hang out for a bit if you want to, etc. Goodbye,
Bye, YouTube.
Bye.
Bye.
good night.